Good afternoon, everyone. Today we learn about the chapter New Kings and Kingdoms, another part where we learn about the King Cholas. The Chola are another kingdom or the dynasty. About them we will learn today. Okay, so first, how the Cholas came to power. Okay, this is the area of Chola. These are the many areas of Chola. This is the Rashtrakutas areas or the Chalukkas areas. And upper of this the Pal were mostly influenced. So how they become so powerful in this corner of India. So the chief family who the Muttarayar, first they took the power of the Kaveri Delta. Kaveri, this is the Kaveri river. In here this chiefly family which is Muttarayar, they took the power first here. They were some ordinates of Pallav. The Pallav subordinates or the workers were this Muttarayar. Okay. Then the Muttarayar in the middle of 9th century, they captured the whole this Vijayalaya, who actually the chief family of Cholas. He captured everything from Muttarayar. So Muttarayar was controller or head of the Kaveri river. He was defeated by Vijayalaya and Vijayalaya took everything of Muttarayar, including the Kaveri delta. Now the Vijayalaya built a town named Thanjavur and create a temple named Nishum Bhashundini. Okay, so after taking control of the Kaveri area, Vijayalaya create a Thanjavur, name of village here. Okay, town here, and also Nishum Bhashundini, name of temple. Now the successor, that means the next generation of Vijayalaya, conquered the neighboring area also. So Vijayalaya was the started person of the Chola dynasty, and the Pandyan and Pallavan territories to the south north were made a part of kingdom. So from Pandyan in the south of, so first Vijayalaya started it, then his son or grandson expand this area, okay, and started this kingdom. So Raja I, he was the major, most powerful Chola ruler. Okay, he was also from the family of Vijayalaya, and he became a king in 1985. And he expand control over the most of the area. So Vijayalaya started his area in here, but Raja was the person who expand the Chola dynasty up to this area, in so big area. Okay, he mainly recognized, he reorganized the administration of the empire. He reorganized everything related to the administration. Raja's son, his son, what is the name? Rajendra I. He also followed the policy of expanded, and he went up to Ganga Valley. So he went up to this area also. This was the Raja I's area. Then Rajendra I also expand this area also. Okay, and take in this area include in his dynasty of Chola. And which other countries? Southeast Asia. Okay, Southeast Asia, that means Thailand, Indonesia, that side also he captured and started to rule. So he developed a navy. Definitely the Southeast Asia, to conquer the Southeast Asia, they need to travel through ocean. So they developed a different navy just for this expedition. Okay, so Rajendra I was so brave and so powerful ruler. He created a different navy for that time. So what are the important temples and bronze sculpture we can find? That the big temple in Thanjavur and Gangaikonda in Cholapuram. Who built it? Raja and Rajendra I. These are mostly the architecture and sculptural marvels. These temples and architecture was very finely worked. Chola temples often become the nucleus of settlements. That means the center of settlements, because every people started to live around this temple. If there is a temple, they started to live around it because of the religious causes. Temples were endowed with land by the rulers as well as others. The produce of these lands, okay, they went to different specialists. Like around the temple, many people work, like priest, garden makers, cooks, sweeper, musician, dancer. So in other words, temple were not only the place of worship, it is also a hub of economic, social and cultural life. Okay, so temple was a very important part of their society. Because of temple, the other social, cultural and economic life also maintained. Okay, now what are about the bronze images? Some of the bronze images, can you see this is a bronze image, mainly created, some of the craftsmen created during the Chola dynasty. Chola bronze images were very good. Okay, their finest bronze sculpture in all over the world, which most images are about deities. Deities means about their gods and all. They created these bronze images for their gods in the images or the models of their gods. Now what about the agriculture and irrigation? In that time a new development occurred in agriculture during the Chola time. What? Because if you can see the Chola dynasty, there are lots of rivers are always there, but these rivers are not flown whole the year. So what type of things they have did in the agriculture? They cleared the forest because the lands they need to live, and also they label the area just for farming. Okay, they embankment the delta region to prove themselves from flooding, and canals also constructed to carry the waters to the fields. So they also create different canals like the Fulbari canals. As you know, this type of canals help them in the dry season. Mostly in the dry or summer season, these canals was the source of irrigation, source of water for the field. And in many cases the water crops are artificially, they create these water crops artificially. Like which method they use? Irrigation method. They dig some wells also, collect some rainwater also. All of this maintained when? During the Chola dynasty. And so Chola dynasties, Chola rulers were so powerful and so kind, so they look after the agriculture matter also. Next, the administration and of the empire. So the settlements where the peasants, that means farmers, used to live, that settlements are known as Ur. So the villages where the mostly farmers live, known as Ur, and if the villages are big enough, then the large units called Nadu. Okay, Nadu means huge village of peasants, and small village of peasants is known as Ur. So the village council or the Nadu means the person who look after the village, okay, performed several administrative functions like the Vellala caste to control related everything about the Nadu, and mostly under the Chola government. Rich landowners, titles like Muvendavan, and they took control of different things like the markers of respect. Then other important offices of the center, who took control about it? Vellala caste. As you see this chart, this is the one chart where the Chola dynasty categorized the land. Like Velanvagi is a land where mostly given to the non-Brahmin peasants. Then Brahmadeva Deya is a land gifted to the Brahman peasants. Shalabhoga mostly for the school lands. Devadana or Tirunamattukani is land gifted to the temples. Okay, and Palli Chandam is the lands given to the Jain institution. So the lands which are given for different reasons are divided in some categories.